So I ended up a little over $200 after commissions today. I had to do a lot of other work this morning. I was multitasking and I missed quite a few opportunities. I had a few good trades on the NQ, and then for some reason I decided to take another micros trade. And I've mentioned it before, but a lot of times when I trade the micros, I don't look for the best entry points, and I tend to hold my losers a little bit longer just because it's the micros. It's not a big deal until it is. So if I wouldn't have taken the micros trade, probably be up another $400 total. After we had this big down move, I got short when we got a pullback, and I just held it a little bit too long. But before and after that, there were some nice easy reads. I got a few good trades on the NQ, ended up positive for the day. We had made a pretty big move down in pre-market. Guess the market did not like the 8:30 news, so I was already looking for shorts. First candle of the New York Open, we came right down to the pivot point, bounced up to the 20. We had some strong delta coming in, but at this point I was not looking for longs, and we never broke above this entry candle, so there was no follow-through confirmation, so no trade triggered for me. We still had red candles with the XXX MA wave. Here we get a delta wave and a delta diamond, but we're coming up right to the pivot point. So I want to see it clear that pivot point. So my first trade is when we had more delta coming in, and we started breaking below the pivot point. I got in on a little scalp there. We came down 16 or 17 points after breaking below the pivot point in a minute. And then we got this hold up just kind of in the middle, in between the yesterday's point of control and the pivot. So when we were coming down to yesterday's point of control, I'm not just taking a bounce trade off of every single key level. I'm waiting to see how price is reacting as we're approaching these key levels. And since we already had this major hesitation right before, and we had the bigger down move earlier in pre-market, I'm not looking to take a bounce trade just because we're approaching a key level, especially when there is a lot of delta coming in, like on this candle. We had some delta waves coming into the downside here, these red triangles. When we broke below yesterday's point of control, delta was still increasing. Then we had nothing in our way till down here. We had a previous session's point of control. We came right down to that area. We started getting some divergence, these gold triangles. We also got some delta waves to the upside because as we're coming down, delta is climbing. Get a couple of wicking candles off of this area. Had a nice pushback up to the 20 SMA. By this time, the center of the opening range had been formed, and it was pretty much right next to yesterday's point of control. We got a little hang up there for a few minutes. We had some nice delta coming in on this candle. Popped up over 10 points from the close of this candle, right to the pivot point. The XXX MA wave candles are still green this whole time. Getting some more delta diamonds. We pushed back up to VWAP, and then we just hung out at VWAP for quite a long time. But you can see between the XXX indicator, painting the candle colors, the ultimate delta showing the delta, showing divergence, showing these delta waves, showing the delta diamonds, and the key levels indicator showing all these different clusters of key levels. There are some very good trading opportunities today. There's links to all the indicators that I'm using in the description. There's also links to all the prop firms that I'm trading with. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in and watch this video. Best of luck in your trading. Have a great day.